There are moments in history that feel quiet on the surface. No breaking news, no dramatic headlines, no visible crisis. And yet, everything is changing. Spain is in one of those moments right now. Because the future of the country, not politically, not economically, but symbolically, is slowly shifting toward one person. Princess Leonor. She hasn't taken the throne. She hasn't made a defining decision. She hasn't even fully stepped into power. And yet, her next chapter may quietly determine whether the Spanish monarchy grows stronger or slowly fades into irrelevance. Because this isn't just about becoming queen. It's about becoming something far more difficult. Right finger, a figure people choose to believe in. And in today's world, belief is fragile. 1. A role she never chose. Leonor's story is often presented as elegant, structured, almost perfect. But underneath that image is something more complicated. She didn't choose this life. She didn't campaign for it. She didn't earn it. She didn't even discover it over time. It was assigned to her, at birth. From the moment she became heir to the throne, her identity stopped being entirely her own. Every school she attended, every language she learned, every appearance she made, was part of a long-term design. A preparation process carefully managed by her father, King Felipe VI. And that process wasn't just about education. It was about control, not in a harsh sense, but in a strategic one. Because Felipe understands something most people don't. Right finger, monarchies don't collapse suddenly. Right finger, they fade when people stop caring. So Leonor isn't just being raised to rule. She's being shaped to remain relevant. 2. The shift from future to present. For years, Leonor existed in a safe space. She was the future. And the future is forgiving. Mistakes expected. Silence acceptable. Growth encouraged. But now, that safety is disappearing. Because she's entering a phase where she is no longer just being observed. She's being evaluated. Her military training, her public speeches, her solo appearances. These aren't symbolic anymore. They are signals. Signals to Spain. Signals to Europe. Signals to the world. And each signal answers a quiet question. Right finger, can she handle what's coming? 3. Spain is not as stable as it looks. On the surface, Spain appears stable. Tourism thrives. Culture flourishes. The country projects confidence. But beneath that surface, there are tensions, regional identities that don't always align, political disagreements that run deep, ongoing debates about the role of the monarchy itself. Some see the crown as essential, others see it as outdated. And that divide matters, because Leonor is stepping into a role that depends entirely on perception. Unlike elected leaders, she cannot win people over through policies. She can only win them over through presence. Through consistency, through trust. And trust is not inherited. 4. The invisible pressure. Imagine living in a world where every small action is analyzed. Not just what you say, but how you say it. Not just where you go, but how you stand when you arrive. That's Leonor's reality now. There are no off days, no unnoticed moments, no space to quietly figure things out. And this is where the real pressure begins. Because the expectation is not just excellence. It's effortlessness. People don't want to see her trying. They want to see her already ready. And that expectation creates something dangerous. Right finger, the fear of being seen as unfinished. 5. King Felipe's quiet calculation. If you watch King Felipe VI closely, you'll notice something subtle. He doesn't push Leonor forward aggressively. He doesn't flood the public with her presence. Instead, he introduces her gradually, carefully, deliberately. Why? Because he's not building popularity. He's building endurance. Felipe knows that short-term attention means nothing. What matters is long-term confidence. And confidence isn't created through big moments. It's created through repeated, steady exposure. That's why every appearance Leonor makes feels controlled. Because it is, not to limit her, but to protect the image she represents. 6. The modern monarchy problem. Here's the challenge Leonor faces that previous generations didn't. The world has changed. Today's audiences don't automatically respect authority. They question it. They analyze it. They challenge it. And that includes the monarchy. Social media, global news, constant visibility. All of it creates a new kind of pressure. People don't just want tradition. They want authenticity. But authenticity and monarchy don't always align. Because monarchy is built on distance, formality, structure. So Leonor must do something extremely difficult. Right finger be human, without losing authority. Right finger be relatable, without becoming ordinary. That balance will define everything. 7. What could go wrong? Let's be honest. This transition isn't guaranteed to succeed. There are risks. If Leonor appears too distant, she may feel disconnected from the public. If she appears too casual, she may lose the sense of authority the monarchy depends on. If she makes visible mistakes, narratives can form quickly, and once narratives take hold, they are hard to reverse. That's the reality of modern perception. It moves fast, and it doesn't forget. 8. What could go right? But there's another possibility, a powerful one. Leonor could succeed in redefining the monarchy. Not by breaking tradition, but by evolving it. She could become a figure who feels both respected and understood. Distant enough to represent something larger, but close enough to feel real. And if she achieves that balance, she won't just preserve the monarchy, she'll strengthen it, for decades. 9. Why this moment matters most. This is the moment where everything begins to take shape. Not the coronation, not the future, but now, because this is when public perception starts to solidify. This is when people begin forming opinions that may last for years. And once those opinions are formed, they don't easily change. That's why her next chapter matters more than anything that comes after. Because it sets the foundation. So when people ask, right finger, why does Princess Leonor's next chapter matter? The answer isn't simple. It's not about one role, or one moment, or one title. It's about something much bigger. It's about whether a centuries-old institution can adapt through one person. Because Leonor is not just stepping into the future, she is shaping it, and Spain, whether quietly or consciously, is watching every step she takes.